What's up, friends? If you've recently been thinking about heading to El Salvador, maybe you've seen some dreamy TikToks about the championship tour there, but if you've been thinking about this and you've been hearing the chatter and you're wondering, is it worth the hype? Let me be the first to tell you, yes, it is, but only if you do it right. I've been coming here on and off for the last 2.5 years, surfing, working, exploring, and eating way too many pupusas, and I've learned a lot about what makes this country incredible, and also what can kind of ruin the vibe if you're not careful. So this is your no fluff, no tour bus, full guide to doing El Salvador the right way. Let's get into it. If you're just arriving to El Salvador for the first time, there's a few key things you need to know. First of all, you're gonna have to pay a $12 fee at immigration just to enter the country. Second, you should definitely bring cash with you anyways, just because El Salvador is a little bit old school and a lot of the places actually only require cash. 3, this is not a walkable city and you will need a car. So there's 2 main areas of El Salvador, the beach, that you can visit upon arriving. You can either go left from the airport and head towards Punta Mango and Las Flores, which we discussed in my previous video, or you can go right and you can head to El Zonte and El Tunco, which we are going to be discussing in this video. But if you want to check out this location, make sure to check out my old video. But for the purpose of now, we're going to do a deep dive on El Tunco and El Zonte. You basically have 3 parts of town that you can stay in when heading to Tunco or Zonte. You have K59, you have El Zonte, and you have El Tunco. And where you stay can totally shape your experience. So here's the breakdown. Over the years, I've stayed a lot in El Zonte and El Tunco, and my favorite place to stay over this entire time is K59. But caveat, you have to rent a car if you're going to stay here. I recommend having a car regardless of where you stay so you can explore. But if you're staying at K59, I always stay at Flow House. It's a family there, and it makes you feel like you're home away from home. Kimmy is the owner, and she will literally make you feel like you're a part of the family in 1 second. So if you're looking for a community in El Salvador, it's here at Flow House. Kimmy also has this amazing cacao that she has in a family business, and if you go, this is something that I highly advise doing because it's not only ceremonial, but it is purely from El Salvador, and this is the most local that you can get, and Kimmy's cacao is the best I have ever had in my whole life. El Zonte. I used to live here in El Zonte, and this is what made me first fall in love with El Salvador. If you're desperate to stay in El Zonte, my favorite places to stay are Machanti, which is walking distance to the wave, Exali, which is more of a hike but still super close to everything you'd need in El Zonte, or Palo Verde, which is also right in front of the wave, and the owners here are amazing and run a top-notch operation. El Tunco is a tricky one because it's a non-stop party. Literally, I'm not kidding. It has blasting party music almost every night of the week, so sleeping can be super challenging here. El Tunco is also small, so most hotels, hostels, you'll be able to hear the club music until about 3 a.m. So if you're really trying to stay in El Tunco because you want to surf La Balcana every single day, and trust me, I get it because I do too, you're gonna wanna stay as close to the entrance of El Tunco as possible. So my favorite place is Balance Surf and Yoga. It's run by the nicest family, and it's beautiful here too, which is a huge win. So it's not the most budget friendly, as all these places in El Salvador are starting to get more expensive. So if you're looking for budget friendly, La Balcana is a good, simple accommodation near the entrance of Tunco, or like I said before, just rent a car and go stay at Flow House. Okay, like I told you guys before, food recommendations I take so seriously. So I want to break this down for you guys into 3 categories: breakfast, lunch, and dinner. I'm a big breakfast person. The main thing to eat in El Salvador for breakfast is this thing called típico. And if you're totally surfed out from surfing and need a pick-me-up, one of my favorite coffee shops is called Point Break Cafe. Now, if you're on the hunt for those típicos, my favorites are Mama Rosa in El Zonte, Bella Luna in El Zonte, Palo Verde in El Zonte, and Ohana in El Tunco. And if you're on the hunt for another unique kind of breakfast, go to Canegüe. Okay, so this is one of my favorite places, and it is called Canegüe. The owner is amazing and has this little restaurant right on the beach. You can watch the waves, kind of. They have really, really stellar food. There's only 2 things you can order every single day, salty or sweet. The menu is just 1 thing salty, 1 thing sweet, and so if you don't like the menu, don't come here, but you will like the menu because I've never, ever, ever not liked what they've served. Hey, gracias. Wow, it looks really beautiful. I have no idea what it is, and I'm so okay with that because it's so good. Okay, now lunchtime. Comadre is a safe option for any meal, but if you're looking for a more healthy, light option, my favorite place in El Tunco is called Soya. Now, if you're in El Zonte, I have 3 favorites. First, Palo Verde. They have an amazing poke bowl. Machanti, you can get this amazing falafel bowl with these great fish tacos. And third is Palma, which you can get this awesome chicken and rice bowl. All these options are really healthy and light and perfect for that midday, not so heavy, not so hot treat. Okay, let's talk dinner. If you've never had pupusas, you are in for the best treat of your entire life. So for all of you guys who don't know what a pupusa is, let me tell you what is going to change your absolute world. So a pupusa is a handmade corn tortilla stuffed with just amazing things inside like cheese, beans, meat, vegetables, whatever you want inside your pupusa. Pupusas actually trace back to the pre-Columbian era, way before the Spanish arrived in Central America. Indigenous tribes before El Salvador was known as El Salvador were making their own versions of pupusas way before it was colonized. However, when the Spanish arrived in El Salvador, they brought with them cheese, beans, and all these ingredients that help form these pupusa corn-like foods into what we now call a pupusa. Now, if you're in Tunco and you are going for dinner, just know that this is where the party starts. The vibes are high and the food is good.
Burger looks like. Obviously with sweet potato fries.
All right, let's talk surf. El Salvador is a surfer's dream with some of the most consistent right-hand point breaks in the world. If you're just starting out in your journey and you want more chill, mellow waves, you're gonna wanna head to El Zonte, El Senzal, or La Paz. The El Zonte point has a beachy boho vibe with a super fun wave right out front. There's tons of surf schools to choose from, but if you're interested in specifics, direct message me and I will give you all the contacts to get the best classes. All you have to do is message them on Instagram to reserve a session, whether it's surf or skate. Also, every beach you go to has filmers ready to film your session, so you'll definitely have content wherever you go. If you're taking waves, making top to bottom turns, and you're feeling really confident, you're gonna wanna head to K59 or K61. Those are a little bit more advanced, still pretty chill on a normal day, but this is the next level for those people ready for the next step. Punta Roca and La Bocana is the mecca for you advanced surfers out there with long hand right point breaks that peel forever and ever and ever. But you need to bring your A game because it gets crowded and competitive. I mean, there's a reason that the championship tour literally comes to Punta Roca and La Bocana because of how good of a wave it is. Heads up for all of you guys going to El Salvador to take fun waves. The floor there is not sand. It is actually made of rocks, but the rocks are actually what help the wave form its perfect wave, so we can't be too mad at the rocks, but they are going to slice and solder your feet like you have been in official warfare. So prepare your nice, beautiful feet for horror. Just make sure to bring your Band-Aids, your anesthetic creams, and liquid Band-Aids are a must. So basically the main reason I first came to El Salvador was to surf, but there's so many other reasons why I love El Salvador, and there's so much to do. So for all of you non-surfers, there's still so much for you in El Salvador, so let me break it down. I'll be honest with you, the news puts out some crazy stories about El Salvador, but it is one of the places in the world that I've always felt the safest. It is filled with the kindest people, the most beautiful places, the most perfect waves, and it's filled with experiences that will honestly alter your life. I have never had a question about safety here, and of course, in every country, every city you go to, there's bad places, you have to be careful, you have to be smart, but I've never, ever felt unsafe or felt in a way that the news has told me to feel about El Salvador. So I'm the first to tell you guys, and hopefully I'm not the last to tell you, that if you have a inkling in your mind to go, if you have an inkling to visit, I'm telling you, do it. It will change your life. It will be the most amazing trip that you've ever been on, and it's a really beautiful thing. So I hope you go, and I hope you enjoy it, and I hope you take these recommendations, because it is a special place, and it will always be a special place for me. So I hope you go and enjoy El Salvador.